Hey, what's up YouTube and Facebook? This is Mike Lovelace, and thanks for joining Lovey's Fat Life. Lovey's Fat Life is about cooking. It's about smoking meat and grilling. That's the food part of it, and we're about traveling, going on cruises and going all over this great nation and across the seas. But hey, today we're going to do our first ever cook on the REC TEC Bull 700. We just got this thing a couple weeks ago, burned it in, and now we're going to do a pulled pork all night long. I've had several cookers and have a catering business on the side, Lovey's Barbecue, but this is the first time I've ever cooked on a pellet smoker. So sit back, grab your favorite beverage, like and subscribe to us for other future adventures with us. But we're going to do 2 pulled pork Boston butts, and we're going to let these things ride naked the whole time. So just sit back, watch this video, like and subscribe, and go along on this ride with us. Thank you. Alright, so we got a couple of Boston butts here. One of them weighs almost 7 pounds and one's almost 8 pounds. So 15 pounds total. I put some mustard on this. This is always what I use for a slather. And then I put some of my Carolina Love Rub on top of this. I don't show that, but just wanted to show you the mustard slather I put on there. Some don't use a slather at all. Alright, it's a little bit after 7 o'clock on a Saturday night, and we're going to have this REC TEC 700 with a couple of Boston butts in here. One of them's almost 8 pounds, the other one almost 7 pounds. The Maverick is at 73 degrees. That's about right this time of the day. And we're getting ready to cut this on and put it in the extreme smoke mode. That's all you got to do to cut this thing on. So it says extreme smoke. So the first notch up is 200. So I don't know. That's really supposed to be about 185 or 190. I'll have to read up on that. But we got it on extreme smoke right now. All right, so we got this on extreme smoke. Just says low, so maybe we'll find out what that is once the actual hits that temp. And we'll start to get smoke out of both of these. I didn't have a mason jar big enough. I got a smaller one. I don't know how that's going to work. It may not with 2 Boston butts. Got some smoke coming out of here. There's definitely a little bit of leakage through here. So that's something I might definitely down the road put some grill stripping on it. So let's see how this goes. All right, we got this on extreme smoke, and the actual is only saying 176. Maverick saying 154, 156. If that is the highest that is, and maybe I need to check, see if I can change that. There's no wonder people, it's taking them forever to cook their Boston butts with these. I am going to smoke it for a couple hours at this and then bump up the temperature a little bit. It definitely is rolling out the smoke. So you know, a lot of experts say the first 4 to 5 hours of your smoke is the only time that your meat is actually taking on the smoke, or can actually penetrate the meat. After that, it's just, you know, it's just heat. So we'll go ahead and put this on, these 2 Boston butts on now though. All right, I just wanted to play with the light here. Look, off, on, off, on. It's kind of cool. It's a sky thing. Flashlights are always cool. So got the 2 Boston butts on here, and they look lonely. Next time I'm gonna fill this thing up with them. This is our first cook on this. We want to let that grease get in there real good and season this thing up. So I am going to keep this on the extreme smoke for a couple hours, and then I'm going to bump it up probably about 225, 250 for the rest of the time. And we'll see how long this takes to cook. We put these on about 7:30 if I'm not mistaken, so they just went on right now. Alright, we're going to bump this up to 235, and then I checked the Maverick 732 when we were running 234, so it was time to close it for the night. Alright, these have been cooking about 4 hours. You can see there's still smoke coming out of here. We got this thing set on 235, and internal temps 115 and 234, so these probes are... I did a probe test earlier and they were off, but they seem to be dialed in now. I don't know if this, what's happened or what's changed, but they seem to be working pretty well. We're going to open this up. Those are the Boston butts. Light on here. Nice color on it. Man, smoke's burning my eyes. So it's got a little bit of smoke on there. We're going to spritz these with some apple juice. Tad of apple cider vinegar. We're getting ready to go to bed. It's almost midnight. Let them finish cooking for the night. Smell great though. Good morning, Bull. So, you can probably tell my voice, I just woke up. But these have been on a little over 11 hours now. And we're looking at a 183 internal temp and 252 on the Maverick 732. 250 on here. Now what I did was the first 2 hours, I did extreme smoke. I'd heard that on one of the forums that I have been visiting for the last couple of weeks. So we did extreme smoke for the first 2 hours, which this said 180. My Maverick 732 was saying it was really about 160, 155 to 160. So that was a pretty big difference. I don't know what happened last night, but this thing settled in along with my Maverick 732. I did the first 2 hours extreme smoke, and then I bumped it up to 235 and smoked it all night long. A couple times I got up to go to the bathroom, went ahead and spritzed these along the way. And then about an hour ago, I inside my house, didn't come out here, bumped the temperature up to 250, and it's at 250. And it's reading on my Maverick 732 at 252. So hey, I'm very, very happy with that. But let's look and see what these bad boys look like. We've got about an hour left. I usually go to 195 internal temp. My normal way of cooking on Boston butts is I run them to 175, then double wrap them, put them back on the smoker. That's with my stick burner. I'm gonna run these this time. I just want to see if it dries them out. I'm going the whole way naked. So we got about an hour left probably. Usually it's about an hour and 15 minutes for every 10 degrees. And we've already went through that stall. And we're at 183 internal temp. So let's see what these things look like. Oh man, look at that bark. These things look great. Man, they look good. We're gonna go ahead and spritz this bad boy. Just keep it a little bit more moist. This is mostly apple juice and a tad of apple cider vinegar. But look at that bark. Man. These things look incredible. They smell great too.
great. We've got this last hour to go. And really great cook. I really enjoyed sleeping last night. So not like my my stick burner. I was able to sleep all night. So about an hour left here. So here's the jar underneath here, and it collected most of it. Some of it did get down on the bottom, but that little trick did seem to work. You see it's still dripping out. This thing is purred all night long, and I'm really, really impressed with that temp. I don't know what happened last night and why all of a sudden the Maverick 732 and the REC TEC sinking on temp, but I love it. All right, 13 hours later, it's 8:23 in the morning. We put these on at 7:30 last night. 2 hours light smoke with extreme smoke, and then 2:35 the rest of the night. The last 2 hours at 250. And come with us as we open up this bowl and see what these two Boston butts look like. Man, they smell great. So we're at 195 internal temp. Look at that bark on them. We're gonna wrap these, double wrap them in aluminum foil, put them in a cooler till noon today, probably 12:30, 1 o'clock. And then we'll pull these apart and see what these things look like. But they look and smell incredible. That bark is awesome. Man, look at that bark. All right, we got a cooler here that we're gonna stick, these two Boston butts will fit perfect in. It's a styrofoam cooler. Usually I put them in my Cambro, but I'm gonna put these in my house and just carry this little cooler in here. So these Boston butts will fit perfect in there. And get the second one right here. We wrap this around it. Some people do this just on their counter, and that's fine. I just like putting it in the cooler. So we got that thing nice and tucked in. Put the lid on it, and yes, that is Nutrisystem for a fat guy, but these actually turn out perfect for holding two Boston butts. All right, these have been on in the cooler for 3 hours. I just got called into work, so I couldn't leave them for 4 hours. So we're gonna pull these real quick so I can go to work. This first one is the smaller two. I actually cut the fat cap off on it. But look at that nice bark.
a nice bark right there. We chop that up, put it in there. So I'm gonna go through this one, pull out all the fat, and see what it looks like. All right, because this one I let the fat cap on, and bone comes right out. You can tell by this one. Just get the camera. Looks good, so we'll go ahead and pull this one and put it over there. Thank you for checking out this video. Man, this pulled pork turned out awesome. We love the REC TEC 700 bull. It's doing an awesome job, but please like and subscribe to our channel. Also check out our Facebook page, Lovey's Fat Life. We love to smoke meat, grill, and travel. Thank you again for checking us out.